Righty guys, so we picked up Mrs. from the airport and roam around like a headless chicken for a couple of hours. But anyway, this tail light assembly for this connection that goes into that tube. I rung these guys which are supplying the wiring loom kit that's being made by hand from originals. They said they don't always come. Apparently there must be a connection. I don't really know. It may not come with this plug. It may not come that plug up right up to the tail. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It depends on whether they got that with a lot of the looms that they remake. Basically they copy over time. They've been sent originals, you know, pieced it back, sort of scabbed back together originals, and they remake them from that. But like, you know, with all new old style wiring, with all the stuff and everything normally that you need, but sometimes they don't come with this sort of stuff on them. So I'm going to make one, I think. And also, I dropped some bits and pieces back off the engineers and grabbed one of the only bits they'd made for these frickin' headlight buckets. They'd remade these that are flat, that sit on the old ones here. No. So this sits here, this sits on top, this sits on there, whatever way around it goes. And then there would be a curved headed like bolt sort of thing, but with a square in it to sit in that slot, so it can't turn, I guess, so far. I don't really understand quite why it's like that, but it is. But they've sort of been obviously trying to work out in between jobs how to do it, and they just never done it. So I've left the one there in the meantime in case they decide they want to start making the other bits at some point. And I'm going to have a bit of a think about it too and see if I can make something, or see if I can get somebody else to help me make it. Try and work that out. So that's the other thing I want to try and do between making this plug, just in case it doesn't turn up, and vice versa. So what I might do, so I might go around to Dad's and turn this down so it slips in there, and then we'll have a look. Because I haven't got a lot of electrical stuff here, unfortunately. Let's see if I can find something to make something up, make a little harness up. But it'll at least go through the tube. Through the tail light tube and hang down. You see me? Yeah. Say hang down, you know, here, so at least we've got a, I don't know, we've got 2 or 3 feet on it. We can plug it in or join it, and if we don't need it, we don't need it, that sort of thing. I think that's what I might do now. I'm trying to contemplate on what else I need to do. I've ordered another seal. They didn't have another one there. They only had the 2. So there'll be some more there. Probably, what's today? Tuesday. Maybe later in the week, I'd say. So yeah, but really good. I'd like to get some of the stuff painted, so I'd like to make this so I know that it will work. Maybe assemble the tail light and get it to work with the lights in it. At least get the bulbs to work. Make sure it's going to work. We don't have any issues, and then I can solder that back in to the base, and we can finish all that off, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So I can soon set this up. I can get that off there too. I have had that off. Get it moved. I might just drill a couple more. I'll set up the drill press with a fine drill and we'll mark on here find the centre and we'll drill a couple pilot holes for this anyway, a couple of mil in diameter. At least then it's easy enough to open them up later on if we need to put a slightly bigger for the wiring and whatever. Because they don't need to be sprung loaded because these are already sprung loaded. So it's just a contact, push in there and turn it. So yeah, I'll do that first and we can work out the rest later. We'll do that. Right, let's, first thing we do, hopefully this will help me see. I bought a couple of big, I actually want the bigger ones, but I bought a couple of big markers just so I can hopefully make life a little bit easier marking shit out. Instead of using Dykem or whatever. Hopefully it might just help me lay some shit out when it comes to some of this finer stuff. This will have to be fairly accurate. So that is, this must be inch. It's 25.4 or thereabouts wide. So we'll just creep in a little bit off that edge. 25, half 25 is 12 and a half. See why I put the blue on there? Go this way. Freaking shadows in that place. Let's see. Looks like we're about right. Very often all you have to get this accurate. We can go with that. Sweet. Drill a couple of holes in there. At least then, hopefully, they will line up the contacts in there. And then all we're going to do is just machine it down whatever that inside diameter is and just a snug smaller. And then we will work out what we need to do to get that to push in and locate. So how deep does that go in? So I'm standing here. Oh, we'll go make this fit. Bugger, did I not push record before? Typical. So I've turned this down. I thought I pushed record before. We're down to close to 18 mil. I might have to take a little bit more off it yet. Just, it's a little. Look at me, just not quite that tight. Give it another wee spin. I'll just shave a wee bit more off it. I don't mind if it's tight, but I don't want it quite that tight. Touching on those holes are short in that. They should be too small to take those in, but just small enough to, or big enough to feel them. That's good. Right. Now, I need to machine that. So it'll still fit in the thing, but have a bit of guts at the back here, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Look at the rest of it. I wonder if it all those holes all the way through, but we need to find out what we're doing with wires and shit first, don't we? Let's have a look, see what we can find here in Dad's little goodie bags. Oh, focus. Focus, mate, focus. Right, so I've got this piece made. So far, I haven't drilled the holes right through yet, but they're close. I'm contemplating pulling this apart to use the contacts to put in there, and obviously solder some new wire on the back. I was either that or I had something like this, you know, by the time you go, sorry, by the time I had something like this that maybe I could solder a wire into and then slip it in. But I think these would be better, but I'll take these with me. But I am struggling to find something that I can use as the little locator pins to clip in here. Just trying to find something that I can use to make, like a little bit of brass rod or something would be perfect, and just heat it up and push it in and then nip it off, if you know what I mean. And cut it off a little long and then just shave it down so it still pokes out enough to grip. But I've got to be careful, like I don't
interfere with the wiring. Mind you, I wonder if I could push a piece of, like brass rod or something through there and then try and re-drill the holes and drill past it maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? And just nick the side of it, like the wires would still go run past it. Mind you, I don't know, like I think the contacts would, yeah, it's a bit of a freaking weird one. Yeah, you gotta be careful because you haven't got much meat to play with there, if you know what I mean. To get a pin in there without touching the wiring and yeah, that's the fun bit. I'm trying to work out what the heck I'm gonna do. Been hunting through lots of little screws and bolts and freaking all sorts of things, just trying to see if I can find something small and tiny that maybe I could just screw in there so far and put a little bit of super glue in there and then just nick it off or something. Yeah, I'm struggling a bit. I'm struggling a bit. I'm just not quite sure what I'm going to do there. Yeah. I'll keep thinking about it. Right, I think I might have found something to do the job here. So I'm going to try and do this very gently. I'm going to try and drill a hole down beside these on both sides. I've got these little screws to go in here. One to go in here, one obviously to go the other way. And I'm going to glue them in with a bit of super glue. Just put a bit of super glue on there, screw it in. And then we'll just obviously leave it, you know, a bit poking out, and then we'll just nick it off once we've done a little bit of testing. So the size is this. Start off. So it's about 3.1 mil. So we want about a probably 2.5 mil drill bit and just screw it in there. That's a smaller drill bit than that one. Nice little fine drill bit. About 2.5 mil thereabouts, 2.72 that might do. Let's see if we get a. It's going to be fun. I'm just not quite sure how this is going to work, but I don't really know. You know what I mean? Any other fucking way to do this. It's kind of got me head scratching. I don't really have any other way sort of accomplish this sort of chore. So it started. Try and drill this down beside these. Squarish. I'll put it right through the other side, it's alright. I can handle that. Right. Right, guys, so I've got those little screws in there. I'll cut them off. I need to do a little bit of just fine shaving, just so because they're on such a funny angle, they're a bit tight on here, but they do go in. So it does go in, and I can turn it, but if I turn it
it's very awkward to get out because it's these here line up with that, and then you fucking can't turn it again properly. So I try to push in. So I just broke that bloody freaking spring clip off, but I just managed to get that screw undone. So hopefully I can remake one of those out of something. Use the other bit of it there. So just mucking around with it. Because I didn't really want to take them off because I was struggling to get them off. I tried to get them off in 1 hour time, but now I had to. But yeah, hopefully I can find, well, not so much find something, but make another contact up like that. I should be able to do that. So if I can find some little, I don't know, have to find some spring steel or something of some description to remake that, make a new contact up. Just have to try and work something out there. But I am now going to take the old casing off this wiring, pull these out, and then I'll open these, we'll get these holes out too, where these here just slip in, well, I don't want to slip in, I want to be able to just, if I can just gently push them in, you know what I mean, like sort of snug, and then what we'll do is we'll get some new wiring obviously on there, and we'll drill that through the back and open out so we can push some wiring through. And actually, how are we going to do that? Because we need it to be open as the same size as what the wire is, don't we? We'll work it out. If we have to push it in, then might be able to push it all the way in, then just maybe put a little bit of that construction adhesive or something on there just so it's pushed in there and held in there. And if the worst comes to worst, you have to get it out at some point, well, you just deal with it then. And it might just, we'll see, we might just slightly countersink them, and we'll just have to see. Hopefully they're not too much of a pain in the ass, but we'll just have to work it out, make it work. Because not as I can't get in there to, you know, solder it in from behind, so it's got to come down through that end. I'm not getting that complicated. I'm trying not to anyway. But yeah, we're getting there. A little bit more fine tuning will be there. So that fits in there quite easily. Well, I just want to just nick the edges off a little bit with a file or something. Just get in there really gently. Just have a little bit freer, but probably the more I use it, the better it'll be anyway. You know what I mean? But yeah, that works. Yeah, probably be right. Just make sure there's no sharp edges on it, if you know. Well, best we can. Right. I'll get this off. Spot on. Spot on. I was hopefully get all that shit back apart now so we can wire it up properly. Oh we might go back on to the other workshop and deal with the rest of it. I think. If I do it, that in there, that in there, that in there, that in there. That was me. Find a couple of bits of wire. We'll head around. I hope all this effort was worth it, and one doesn't turn up. Oh well. Alright, I'll just see if we can. It was heating up. Hopefully it's hot. I don't know how well it works, no clue. See if we can just get these terminals out anyway. Wiring out of these. Hopefully. A bit of luck. Hopefully we can get a bit of wiring sorted. Just a normal pair of pliers. Right, so I just learned something. There's actually an inner and an outer sleeve on these things. I didn't realise that. So that's alright, so that gives me a little bit more poke up the hole. You know what I mean? I can poke that through and then I can push the other piece through, and then hopefully we don't have to have so much exposed wire, if you know what I mean. Poke that up in there, so I have to straighten it out a little bit. I can gas mounted it a little bit, didn't realise. It just dropped off pretty quick, but actually the one that was in the vise came out pretty clean, the other one didn't, not quite so much. But, you know, try and put a bit of freaking soldering into these, and then we'll put it on there and then pull it down in there and be done with it, hopefully. Might even be able to just tin the end of them like that and then poke it through. Might be the easiest way. I don't know if that fucking thing's going to be hot enough yet or not. I don't know. Doesn't seem to be wanting to be very hot. Sweet. Alright, we're good. Yeah, bruh. Sweet. I think we're good. I think old Diff from frickin' what does he call himself? Right, in South Africa will be proud of me. Right. Now I need to realign this because I've frickin' put it in here a couple of times without forgetting it and have the terminals on it. And it's not quite in the right place now, but keep it up. We can fix that. And we'll fix this tomorrow. Right, just pull the alignment of the pins back around to where they meant to be. Solder flux away. Just have to knock those tits down a little bit in the top. Just get rid of wee brush off. Grind it. Done. One plug made. Just gonna fix this fucking thing now. We'll fix that tomorrow. I'll have to try and work out what I'm gonna make that out of. I don't know if I can maybe temper a little bit of panel steel, like pull it into that shape, drill a hole in it, and then quickly heat it and temper it and make it hard, so it's more springy. Yeah, but that's that made. That's very good. It looks spot on. Just a matter of if this wasn't broken, I'd reassemble the light and test the bulb in each hole, if you know what I mean, the one that we've got, and see if it works. I think I did pretty good there. All I do is get that frickin' soldered back into the other thing. I might I just don't know if that's frickin' piss poor, that thing. It works, but it's not that hot. You know, I want it a bit hotter, I feel, just so you can get a bit of warmth into that thing, because I would like to solder this back in. I need to fix this first. Oh, done. Right, morning guys, welcome back again. So yesterday we obviously made that bit. Now I need to repair the piece that I broke. It must have been cracked or something like that, and then when I was mucking around with it, trying to twist it around and whatever, I broke it off. So that would probably be made out of spring steel. I'm going to try, I don't know if it'll work. I'm going to cut a little piece of, what do you want to call it? Just normal sheet metal. It's too thick, but I think bend it up to the right shape, drill a wee hole in it, bend it up to the right shape, or as close as I can get to it, and then I'm going to heat it up fairly hot, try and get it with probably torch, and then dunk it in something quick and see if it will just get a bit of tension in it, you know, a bit more, so it'll actually hold its position and spring back instead of just squashing, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that'll work or not. Otherwise I'm going to have to try and do something. I think sheet metal's probably the only option. Yeah, pain the fucking ass that it broke. It must have been cracked somewhere. I would imagine it was sort of only holding on, and with me bugging around with it, it split and broke all the way. I did loosen the screw off Mum and Dad's yesterday in the workshop. So we'll get that off, and then I'll try and make up a little piece of, cut a little strip of sheet metal off whatever bit of scrap over there I've got, and so we can get something bent up close, and then we'll heat her up and dunk it in some cold water and see if that's enough to just give it a little bit of spring action and will hold its form and not just keep squashing, if you know what I mean, when pressure comes on it. It's worth a try. Hopefully. It's now hard and springy. I can't guarantee that. It's definitely harder than it was. Definitely harder than it was. It's got a bit more resistance. It's definitely harder than it was. It's not. It's just freaking twice as thick though, isn't it? Might try and put this on the side that's got the actual proper bulb holder. Maybe. It's definitely stiffer now. It definitely hardened up. So I'm going to get the screw on there. Let's see if it'll work. Alrighty, so I'm about to throw this light back together. I was just trying to work out which way around these bulb holders went. So the this one here must, I think, was at the top, and this one here was at the bottom where the glass went. Like that, so it was shining. Yeah, through there and out here at the same time. The other one just pokes at the back, so I need to screw that on that side of this. I know. That side of this. Because those bits there line up with these. We'll get that all screwed roughly together without the glass in it, and then we will plug that in. Put a wire under here to earth it, and then we'll test to see whether we can get power through these to make the light bulb go on. I'll just have to switch sides, if you know what I mean, since we broke that all. Right, so we'll get that together. Theory, this one here, touch to the negative, you should have a light bulb. Fucking look at that motherfucker. Sweet! Huh. Right, see if the other side goes. Fucking hot sauce. Woohoo! Oh well. One light repaired. So now I can solder that bit in there and we're fucking good. We are good. We are good. As long as we get a good earth through, and we'll be fine.
Listen to the sound no time to be humble. Smiling at the sound of an echoing rumble. Hit the open road, push the pedal to the ground. Heavy metal thunder, smoke and lightning. It's time to pump up the sound. If you're in a worry, we know what you need. Let's go for a ride. Yeah, the shiny machine. Let's go! Well, if you're feeling weary, feeling like you gotta scream, climb on board for a ride. Yeah, the shiny machine.
Right. So we had a bit of a fight there. We've got it in. So I think what I'll do is I'll just run around with the little Rolox and just knock all the excess solder off the outside. I managed to get it to flow on reasonably well on the inside. Wasn't ideal doing it with the gas, but just that thing just won't fucking heat up. I probably could have done what I did with yesterday and just heated the end of it with the gas to get it to a decent freaking temp. It seems to get hot here, but not down here, if you know what I mean. I don't know, it's new to me, if you know what I mean. It's just one that was here. I spied it the other day and I thought, oh yeah, we'll use it. And it's probably right for just trying to dab a little bit of solder on a freaking wire or something like that, but it just doesn't get enough heat to be doing this sort of stuff. And that's just, it's too big, but you kind of just do what you do. We scorch the bake a lot of touch, but I won't fucking matter much. We'll just clean up the outside, knock all the shit off, and gets in there fairly good, and we'll just make sure we'll do another retest fit back together and see if it works. Again, just test, make sure we haven't got any issues. Springs are all still okay, so I haven't freaking, screwed anything in. We'll just clean some shit off and we'll see how we get on. Right, so we've got this back together. Now that's soldered in there. Wire that up. So we've got one on the bottom one at the moment. Just make sure this all still works. Yep. All that throughout the top one. Somebody's here. Take water. Sweet. Awesome. Oh. Howdy. Right, so the only thing I need to do now, apart from take this wire off here and disconnect that battery, is make sure that we can fit all this down inside the taillight tube. I can't make sure that everything does fit down there. doesn't get hung up on anything or whatever. So that'll be the next trick. But it's good to have that all working, retested. Now that I've got that socket soldered back into the light, I've cleaned all the crap off it. And so I've cleaned all the crap off here, off the back of here. I even cleaned it on the inside. Take that out. So I cleaned all the crap off in here too. Actually, this comes loose now. So I cleaned all the crap off there, you know, apart from the little bit of solder around it. So I can obviously put a bit of tape or something on there, etch it on the outside, and we get it all ready to paint. But before we do that, we will do one last check. Put that back in there. That's right, I don't need the light bulb. Get it out of there. That's right. I'm not sure which way that meant the little frickin' brass button's meant to be, but it doesn't really matter. It works one way or the other. I think this way would be the more sensible solution, because when you pull the bulb out, it doesn't fall out. But we will now put that in there and test to make sure we can, this fits all the way down that tube, because it is tight, but this is close to that diameter, if you know what I mean. And I'm not just sure with welding and bits and pieces and mucking around whether we have I'll put those screws in there so the freaking basing doesn't flop around. I've got no bolts in the back of it. But it's not flipping and flopping around, which is good. Right, so bung that in there, that back in. The only problem with this thing is it will go one way or the other, but it's not a biggie too. When you're wiring it up, or whatever, you know, if you happen to get the tail light and the stop light ran the wrong way, you just turn it around. And we have to check is make sure we can push this back in and bolt along, and we don't have any issues with this going back through, if you know what I mean. There. Run the dog right around in here. Won't quite go in. It will go in. This is scared the fucking crap out of me. Ah, fuck, I wasn't expecting that. I thought he was gone. Right. Now they shit your fucking pants. So yeah, this here does slip inside that, which is this is the same tube. So obviously there's a couple of burrs on here that you need to get rid of. So we'll do that. Anyone who sends me some diagrams will be very appreciated. So the fittings in my diagrams are two different sizes. I think one of them's quarter and one of them's I think it's 6mm. These freaking burrs won't fit in one, but they'll fit in the other, and They will fit in the other ones, but you really push them in. Cut here, line.
Grills and gasoline.
Just take the shade a little bit off the back of that. Just take a little chamfer off it, just because it's obviously starting to. It's just where it's starting to bend. So I might just have to just knock a little bit off that edge. So it will just push in there a little bit nicer. Right. Rocks. Again. That'll work. Awesome. Excellent. There's enough cable there to go back through, I guess through here or somewhere. Back through here probably. Something like that. And then we can join it into the loom or if they just come with the right plug or whatever. We've got one if we need it. Awesome. Right. Get this ready to paint. And we'll just have a wee bit more of a scout and just see what else needs painted. Go from there, I think. Go from there. Right, so I got that sprayed with Smitch. So at least now I can, I think what I'll do is I'm going to have to really good just hunt round and just work out if there's anything else I need to paint. I will have a really good hunt out. I'll just go through everything else and just see if there's anything else I need to do after it hasn't been etched. And I might separate what needs to be nice and what doesn't matter quite so much. Mind you, the nice stuff will be all gloss, and all the stuff that doesn't matter so much will be all the satin. But yeah. Alright, we'll see after lunch, but we'll probably have a play with this vacuum canister after lunch. We'll start off anyway. Right, we might have rigged up a way to test this system, see if it's working. She's a bit frickin' hillbilly or hoary, as we would call her over here. So, went round to Dad's and we made up a couple of little lines to hook into here to try and. So this is obviously your vacuum side. This is the fuel side of it. I'm going to put that in there. I've got this hooked up to the sandblasting gun just to draw through there, and we'll see if we can suck up some fuel and see if it will go into the tank. Perfect. Yeah, awesome. That's good. There. Right, the fuel back in the tank. Sweet. Double tap. That works perfect. I must have done something right. That's good. Double win. Yeah, I was really dubious of painting this if we had an issue, you know what I mean? If it wasn't going to work, so. Do it again, just to test it again, you know what I mean? But yeah. There's not a lot of draw on there, like you can barely, like you can hold your finger on the end of it, if you know what I mean, but it's, there's not a lot of suck, and I don't know how much, you know, compared with a car, it works. That's what you call me a liar. I just started working. I just filled the bowl up. I just filled it up.
Must be a valve in there to stop it.
Yeah. There's a little valve at the bottom.
Oh, the valve, right.
Yeah. That's good. I was a little bit worried about getting it all prepared to paint and then it not work. Yeah. Rather annoying.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. With the treating knife, we could put it in the fuel pump on it.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Well, it's like, yeah. It's initially getting it started. After a while, it's been sitting for a while, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you could probably have just a little electric fuel pump that you could just hit it, so you could
Just
momentarily hit it just to pump fuel up to it,
Yeah.
and then just start it and just leave it on the vacuum.
Yeah.
And if it happened to
Creep itself.
die or
Yeah.
be a bit of a pain in the ass, you could just flip the little fuel pump on
Yeah.
just to keep the fuel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see.
Just so it wasn't a big draw on the battery all the time, the system.
Yeah.
You could have it if you were just pulling up a hill or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Doing a long pull.
No, that's it. Oh well. Nice to have Rachel home.
Oh, your house is turning around in frickin' the first 15 minutes.
Did you get told off about the housekeeping, did you?
Little.
They always do.
Yeah.
They can't help themselves.
No. Righty. So I've got that each mastered all out, the top and the taps on the bottom. Just got to hang in there off the two tubes that we've got screwed into the top. So I've etched that. I'll let that dry, and then at least it'll be ready for paint at some point. So yeah, we're getting really close. What else did I have to play with? Oh, I want to sort out these little brackets here for. Right, these are for the plug leads. I need to have a look at these. So we'll go do that. So, we'll straighten this, well, that one. Made it look like, try and make it look like that one. For a couple of minutes.
think that'll do. We'll do a decent sandblast. Coat of paint.
Welcome to Iron Outlaws. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this.